It's a good clinic. Whether you hear a lot of coaches talking football, so if you're a football coach, you definitely want to be there. And I wonder too if it's something where any coach, whether you're a football coach or not, if there's something in there that you can probably learn. I'm sure you can from that. And we got Coach Faggiano, so let's go to the phone lines. Coach, you there? Hello, Coach, you there? You're on the air.
Yes, I am here.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Hey, Rock can't be here today. He had a scoot out early, but he wanted to send you a hello. He said he hasn't talked to you in a while, so he wanted to send you his best wishes.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we have to catch up.
For sure. So I know you want to talk a little bit about your coach's clinic and all that, but before that, I want to get into a little bit about this past year for you. It's been kind of a tumultuous year with the COVID pandemic. How have things been? The program seems to be doing well. If we follow along closely. Talk about how it's been for you guys from a program standpoint.
It's funny. You look back on it, and we really were blessed. You look at a lot of other programs in New York, and we did much, much more than other programs were able to do. Now, was it different and crazy? Sure. In the fall, it was socially distanced football, right? which was fine for Pascal, not fine for the linemen, right? Like socially distanced blocking, right? But we still got out there 20 plus times.
Wow.
And our guys, first and foremost had hybrid learning, which I gave Utica College and our administration much credit for, as opposed to other colleges that didn't even try, right? They just went fully remote. And then you go into the spring, and it just, hopefully it's the last time that we start a season with an inter squad and we end the season with an inter squad. But, the fact that we were able to play Alfred University, we actually played them twice.
Right.
When we look at it, like we have 4 game scenarios on film for our guys to learn from, and it really was a positive. We were able to, the first game at home, I had 5 seniors last time playing in Gaetano, and, we beat Alfred 30-17, and I like how we ran the football, and we're very physical, and then we went and played them again the following week because, unfortunately, some other colleges decided not to play football.
Right.
Initially we were supposed to play, Hartwick and Fisher, and we were even supposed to play the SUNYs, and, so I give Coach Rankle and Alfred a lot of credit. We played them a second time. We played a lot of guys. In that second game, we ended up losing 17-10, but, we played 3 quarterbacks. We had a freshman quarterback take us on a game-winning drive, which I'm here to say we were in. It should have been tied and went to overtime, but it was still a great, definitely different. But our guys, when they talk to their buddies that are other places, are very appreciative of what, Laura Casamento and our president of UC and Dave Fontaine, our AD, and the experience we're able to provide our guys,
And I tell the kids that I interact with too is that this is obviously is an interesting season. It's different, but it's going to be one that you're always going to remember. You're going to look back and talk about this time in your life, and for UC football to be able to provide something for the kids, it gives them something to look back at. When we're all old and sitting in the rocking chair, we'll be talking about the 2020-21 season and saying how crazy was that we're conducting football practice, but we can't even touch each other.
It's crazy, and I give the kids a lot of credit for sticking with it. We had great retention. They did very well academically. And at the end of the day, you only get better at football by doing football.
True. Yep.
And we make it sound great, with no pads, and we're going to tackle a ring, and we're going to do all this stuff. But hopefully the NCAA looks at this and says, you know what? Football is the only sport that can't do its sport in the spring, for real, in Division III. And I hope they look at that, and say, hey, let football get 10 days with pads on so they can improve at football, So, I give the kids a lot of credit, and it was, we got better. I think the success we'll have next year will certainly credit what we were able to accomplish, this year.
And you talk about next year. What do you guys have coming back next year? You mentioned a freshman quarterback that you played a little bit against Alfred. Talk about what you have coming back for UC football.
What we've got, I tell you, we're pretty young. Like, we're going to be starting a lot of sophomores. I mean, the last time we played, organized football, we had 31 seniors, a program record. And those guys went to multiple bowl games and beat Utica in the bowl game and got a bowl ring. So we're going to be pretty young. We have 21 seniors, but 8 of them are fifth-year guys, right? 8 of them are fifth-year seniors. A quarterback, we had 3 guys we're battling. Sonny Badino was our JV starter last year. Really, had the most success this year. I give him a lot of credit. Dom Walburn, though, battled. Poor guy's never played. He's been battling through multiple injuries. Had some success this spring. And then Sam Florio was a freshman from Long Island that really, got to play a lot and show us some things. He can really run the ball as well as throw. So, definitely still, I think Sonny really separated himself, coming into the fall. Man, we got a lot of new faces. A lot of guys are first-time starters come the fall, but they won't be first-time starters. John Strong led our D-line in tackles last year as a freshman. He's only going to be a sophomore.
Yep.
Right? Talk about returning guys. Everyone obviously knows Quasi Adu, 2-time All-Conference first team. We're glad to have him back as a captain. Nate Palmer from BBS is outstanding in the slot and as a returner, as a captain. Again, it's funny, you look over my 13 years, we've had multiple Mohawk Valley captains, and Nate Palmer's just one of the many.
Right.
And then Tim Hogan's a fifth-year running back. Tim, and then Lamont McGriff really kind of separated themselves from the rest of the guys, at the running back spot. So, there's definitely a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I know we're all looking forward to, the fall. And UC football has become a part of Utica. It's just, we have hockey here with UC, and then we have football in the fall, and now basketball winning the Empire 8. So it's fun to be part of this Utica community. I'm going to share a quick story with you, Coach. So Zach Hogue, one of your players, one of your running backs, his dad is my mechanic. He's been my mechanic for years, and I remember going in at the time, and Zach was always in there as a little kid, and he loved the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's always reading books about the Steelers, and to see him kind of basically grow up in front of my eyes, and now he's playing football at UC. It's a pretty awesome story.
I'm glad. We love having the local guys, and Zach, was a great story as a freshman last year.
Yeah.
Played JV 5 games, and then played varsity special teams. It didn't just play, was dominant on the field the last 3 weeks. So now, is going to be in that top group of varsity running backs and going to be a great special teams player. And, Zach's doing really well. Mike Collins from Whitesboro is also on the team currently. We're excited to have Jeff Cabino coming in from Whitesboro. Actually, talk about crazy things that happened. I'd have to go to the Whitesboro-New Hartford game, right? So, and for me, it's, tough because, Coach Smith's my neighbor, right? Jim Kramer, dear friend, was on my staff at UC, right? So I get to go. I leave in the third quarter, 21-7. I'm there to, first and foremost, to support Cabino, and then Tyler Pataki from New Hartford's also coming to Utica College, right? So you kind of love that two of the best guys in the field battling there are going to stay home to play. That's always exciting.
That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So, Coach, you got the Coaches Clinic coming up May 14th at Harts Hill, 8:30 to 6. Talk a little about that. Talk about your camp, your TNT camp. The opportunity to talk about it and let us know what's going on.
No, thank you. I really, it's had been a goal of ours to have a football clinic. Coach Kemp used to have one back in the day. I used to come as a young coach, and we haven't had one in years. And I wanted to last year. Obviously, COVID hit. So May 14th, Friday, at the Harts Hill Inn. Right now, I'm thinking this might change, though, in a couple weeks. We can have 100 people max. We've got some great clinics and clinic speakers, and they're from all over. This youth coaches can come. We've got Rob Kramer from Oneida. Rob runs a ton of camps, and all Rob's going to talk about is developing the youth quarterback. So this is for all levels of football. But then we got some big-name guys like Jared Kite, Holland Patton, former Utica College quarterback, full-time coach at UMaine, and has had tremendous success up at UMaine. We got James Lenahan coming in from Fordham, who's on my staff, Ben McCaig from Bryant. And then local guys. We got Coach Kramer, Coach Smith will both be speaking. We've got Joe Corley. Joe Corley's a Rome native.
Yep.
Head coach of West Jenny. We got the head coach from Shaker, Greg Sheeler. We got a really nice lineup, and along with our coaches at UC. So hopefully we get a great turnout.
It sounds like a great turnout. And Coach, I know you mentioned, is this? I know it's obviously a football camp, football clinic. If other coaches from other sports are interested in just coming to hear about that kind of stuff, is that open to them too?
It's open. I'm gonna. All I get to do is I'm actually going to talk about what I'm going to talk about to everyone is building your program culture in your community.
Okay.
That can be any sport.
Sure.
That could be any sport. I mean, for just $50, that includes your lunch, snacks throughout the day, and a great lineup of speakers throughout the day. So we didn't want it to be very expensive. Literally to be able to pay the speakers, pay for lunch, and just continue to try to make an impact in the community. I know our coaching staff at Utica is very proud of the number of local head coaches that have coached at UC. You got Gennaro Scampone at Notre Dame. You got Zach Jones at Clinton, Jake Turcola at Rome, Jim Kramer at New Hartford, to name a few. And plus a bunch of assistants. So, now we're doing it through my LLC, which is called TNT Football Camps.
Yep.
And literally just Friday, and I totally understand why Utica College, we're not going to have any outside groups this summer, right? And all focus is on graduation and making sure we can come back to normal in the fall.
Sure.
So I get that. So I've had to find another place to have our camps. So just Friday, I'm very excited that we're going to work with Accelerate Sports, and we're going to have our youth camp, youth camp, a lineman camp, and our high school team camp all rated Accelerate. So you can. It's actually just happened, so it's not all updated.
Okay.
But by the middle of next week, you could go to tntfootballcamps.com and read about all the camps and sign up for the clinic as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll be sure to promote that on our pages, and so that we get that information out to folks. And Coach, how important is it? I mean, obviously, we all know the football and everything, but how important is it that you're getting involved with the kids at a young age, so that when they get to high school, when they get to college, that they have a lot of experience from these various coaches, and just knowing how to play the game better and safer.
Well, so many of them, it's their first experience in football.
Okay.
Is they'll come to our youth camp, and it's usually close to 100 kids. And to watch them in the 3 days get their confidence, right? And we got them tackling the bags, and we teach them every position, right? It's such a huge thing, and that really will propel them into their season, the things they learn. Because we don't just put all the linemen in a corner. Every kid learns how to pass, kick, punt, block, tackle, all the skills you'd want to learn in football. And that's why football is such a great game.
Right.
There's a position for everybody, right?
True.
If you're short and quick, we got a spot for you in the slot. If you're a big guy, you go block. If you have a skill at kicking the ball, there's a place for you. And I think that's what makes football pretty unique. I tell you, Tyler Pataki is a youth camper. Okay, so now you can tell I'm getting old. Now we've got guys that have been to youth camp, we're recruiting now, so that tells you how long I've been here, which is crazy.
I know how it is, Coach. I remember the first time it hit me like that I was getting old was when I went out to the day before Thanksgiving. I went out to have a couple of drinks at a local establishment, and a kid comes up to me and says, "Hey, Coach, how you doing?" I turn around and I look at him. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "You're not old enough to drink." He goes, "Sure I am." He turned 21. I coached him when he was 7th and 8th grade. I was like, "Oh my God."
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But Coach, nothing but great things to say about what you've done for this program and what you've done for Utica College football. It's great to see. And to me, the thing that I love the most is the passion that you bring to this thing. I mean, you can tell you're just a football guy. You love football. You love the kids, and you love doing this. And we're very lucky to have you here in Utica. Thank you from me and all the fans here in Utica. I think it's great football to watch, and you really put Utica football on the map.
Well, I'll tell you, I really appreciate that. I've been, like I said, my family. We've been here 13 years. We love living here. We love the people, love the food. It's our home,
Yep.
And if you're going to pray for anything this summer, guys, let's pray for tailgating, right?
Right.
Let's
Absolutely.
pray that they let everybody. Okay, fans, we're probably going to have fans.
Right.
Let's hope we can tailgate in the fall and get back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, how that thing to me is awesome. Is like, we can go in your backyard here in Utica College and tailgate before football games. It's awesome, and just the atmosphere is. Yeah, the atmosphere is phenomenal. I mean, if someone put a blindfold on you and said, "Where are you?" you would think you're at a Division I school tailgating. It's fantastic.
I'm really hoping, again, we haven't really released fully the schedule and times.
Yep.
Our Believe Bowl is getting some momentum. We've had 3 Believe Bowls.
Yep.
That, not quite where the teddy bear toss is, but that's our goal someday, right, to be that big.
Right.
And I'm crossing my fingers that it could be a night game next year, which would be great.
Yep.
Last year our home opener was a night game against St. Lawrence, And Jim Renane's like, you know what? I really think you had 4,000 people here. We had the Chamber of Commerce had some huge event at the tailgate, and there were all these people that had never been to a game, and then they were all blown away. You know,
yeah.
He had a great time, great. You know, again, we don't have as many home games as hockey, so you got to get out there quick. You know, we have 5 home games, and you got to catch the weather when it's right, and whether you're up in Old Forge or not, you need to drive down.
Yeah, no, the Believe Bowl
and catch a UC football game.
I was going to say the Believe Bowl is something that is near and dear to my heart. You know, I know Brian who runs Believe 271, and you know, my brother was one of the ones that was on the field. It was the first one, I believe, that they did, and they honored him when he was with his fight with cancer, and you know, that means a lot to me. I still have the picture with him with a UC football jersey on. It was pretty awesome. So that's something I'll always remember that the UC family did for us. And, you know, they didn't have to do that. I mean, my brother didn't play football at college, didn't go to Utica College, but you guys honored him, and that means a lot to our family.
Well, I think I appreciate you saying that. I think one of the things I learned pretty quick is, like, we love all things Utica. I don't care if it's Utica Club beer,
right?
Utica Greens, right? Utica football. You know, it's a very it's a very loyal community.
It really is. It really is. It's a special place.
I can remember going to my first Heart Run Walk going, what is going on?
Right.
Right? Like, you know, being an outsider.
Yeah.
Right? And seeing, you know, whatever it was, 15,000 people raising $1 million. I'm like, what is going on? You know?
Yeah, no, very generous
my
community.
First Boilermaker, my first Saranac Thursday, I'm going,
yep.
Like, this community really gets it, you know?
Well, my brother, my 2 brothers, but Mike Pagliaro, you probably remember him. He did your video for a while. He was on the scaffolding there, I think. And
yes, he was.
He's afraid of heights. I don't know if you know that or not. And he'd always tell me, he's like, yeah, they put me on that thing, on that scaffolding thing. He goes, I don't understand why it's got to be so high in the air. I'm like, well, they're trying to get a video of the whole field. He goes, I was scared up there. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you were, man.
Tell him we missed him because that was one of the things that we couldn't have this spring. Is we went with no scaffolding, no scissors lift. So we're filming from the ground, and we didn't have as good a shot as
he loved that.
Your brother used to give us.
He loved that. Don't tell him, but I stole the UC jersey, UC jacket that you gave to him. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, listen.
I love it.
You guys need anything? You need some jerseys? You need some gear? You let me know.
Oh, I appreciate it, Coach. We'll definitely once the season starts again, we'll hope to get down there again. I love watching UC football on Saturdays. It's awesome. But again, your camp coming up May 14th, 8:30 to 6. Hard sold in. So if anyone that wants to get in contact with you, we'll put the information online, and they can just reach out to you.
I really appreciate it, man. You guys have a great day.
All right, same to you, Coach.
Coach. Good luck.
You gotta love UC football and Coach Faggiano, man. That guy bleeds UC football. I love it. I love it.
No, it's phenomenal, and it's just become that program has just become a part of the fabric of the community in the city, and it's like,
and that's what I love about, you know, I grew up in Utica. You know, you guys know that, and you know, everyone, you